I can already tell you now what you're doing wrong. You hear people talk about consistency so much, but you know what builds consistency? Discipline. People yelling consistency at you like 30 times a day without telling you that you need discipline is like talking to people about the benefits of strength training without telling them, oh hey, yeah, you need to eat a certain amount of protein to go ahead and build that muscle. More discipline is bound to produce more consistency. Working out on a day-to-day basis and making sure you hit your protein goal is bound to basically build more muscle. Oh girl, I forgot to add foundation first. There needs to be some type of change. Think about the goal you have in mind. Pray and ask God to give you strategies to implement in your day-to-day life. Baby, if your goals are not pleasing to God, what are you even doing them for? Most importantly, you need to eliminate distractions. Trying to build discipline while not basically removing all distractions is like you deciding that you have a fitness goal and keeping everything in the house that you don't need to eat. Something I've learned in my own walk is that I can be designed to do a thing, love doing that thing, and still have my days where I don't want to do it. As a content creator, there are plenty of days where I don't feel like getting up and doing content. You know how many of your favorite influencers literally would rather just sit in bed? And don't get me started on editing. But some of my best content has come from days where I decided to get up and film, and I decided to create when I didn't want to. A lot of times discipline is built in those moments where you do it when you don't feel like it. You know what else helps with building discipline? Not comparing yourself. Now hear me out. Testimony is powerful. We overcome by the blood of the lamb and the word of our testimony. But when you find yourself continuing to compare yourself to other people, especially people who have success stories, it can be discouraging. A perfect example of something that I no longer do is compare my prayer life and my walk with God to another person's. There were times where it discouraged me from even praying and getting in the word in the first place. I also don't share necessarily like how much time I spend in the word and how much time I spend praying, because sometimes, a lot of times it varies, but also I don't want anybody to think that if they not on their knees praying for 3 hours a day and not praying in their heavenly language for at least an hour a day, that they think that they're not saved. Just like you got to build that muscle in the realm of the spirit, baby, you have to build that muscle in consistency and discipline. The more you show up when you don't want to, the more you'll be able to endure when trouble comes. The more you'll be able to tune out the distractions that you can't necessarily eliminate. If you've been lifting 15 pounds of consistency for a week, then you go and try 20. Premature failure because of trying to lift too much makes a person more prone to go ahead and give up. So before you go giving up, lift what you can. Work on that and then increase. If you can have an accountability partner, that's amazing. Especially if you have friends that are basically trying to become consistent or already are consistent in that very thing that you want to work at. And jealousy is a telltale sign of comparison. A lot of y'all have no idea what it took these people to get to where they are. A lot of y'all don't know the work that was done behind the scenes. And even the very things that y'all think just fell into people's laps, y'all have no idea the warfare that came before that, or the warfare that they're enduring now. And some of these people doing stuff that God did not even purpose them to do. But if you actually were desiring to become consistent, you wouldn't even have the time to be jealous. As a content creator, I don't have time to be jealous. I'm too busy seeking the face of God, praying, fasting, balancing my day-to-day life, and actually birthing and bringing to life the very ideas and things that God has blessed me with, all while keeping a heart posture of humility in the process. I'm a busy girl. Let God deal with your heart. And girl, trust the process, because my makeup is not looking how it normally looks right now, but we're gonna get her together. Matter of fact, forget trusting the process. You gotta trust God during the process. So baby, trusting the process will make you go ahead and give up real quick. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sometimes discipline also includes you pushing through the process even when things are not turning out how you envisioned them. Because that's how I'm feeling with this makeup look right now. My makeup do not be turning out like this. I don't know what's going on with my skin. It's separating up here, girl, but I'm gonna keep going. That discipline and that consistency are gonna produce better results. And you pushing forth even when you feel like you don't have the resources or the knowledge to remain consistent in that thing, and you just doing it by faith, baby, that's gonna be rewarded. This better look good after I apply the setting spray. God, save this look, please. Y'all want to know something? That I'm testifying about growth. I recently filmed a skincare routine and refilmed it 3 times. I have learned something, because this whole thing was Holy Spirit led. This is too red. As long as you doing it for the glory of God, that right there, that's all that matters. This is your sign to push through even when it doesn't look like it or seem like it. Because I've had somebody like basically make a comment and tell me that I had blind faith. And when you actually really think about it and you actually know what faith is, there's no such thing as seeing faith. Faith is you literally believing when you don't see it, because you know God spoke it. Okay? Alright? Love y'all.